Dak should have been got his money. Is Dak worth $40 million? No. But in this market,
nope.
With the Cowboys, maybe so. Maybe so. The way the league is going, maybe so. He need to get his money. He should have been signed a deal. You saw how bad that offense was, Fees, when he was out the lineup. All these weapons, they were looking good. They were looking at one of the best offenses in the league with him there. He was one of the better quarterbacks.
All that says is Andy Dalton ain't that good. That doesn't say that Dak deserves $40 million.
But what happened when Dak was out of that situation? To me, he earned his money not playing. Because we saw how bad that team was. If Dak Prescott was the quarterback the whole year and didn't get hurt, they would have been the playoffs. 100%. They would have been the playoffs.
That's not saying much.
They would have been the playoffs. Playoff berth. They would have won the division. Maybe a playoff game.
The Washington football team was well below 500 and they made the playoffs.
No, this team would have won 10 games. 10 games. If Dak Prescott was still the starting quarterback.
They only won 8 last year. How can you just project them out all of a sudden to be that much better?
Because Dak Prescott was taking that next step. You saw how effective that offense was. They just weren't playing any defense.
That's all conjecture. He hasn't done it.
They wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. I agree, because the defense was so bad. He was getting no help. But you saw Dak Prescott step up as a leader, going blow for blow with all these teams, throwing all the passing yards, throwing touchdowns, making the right reads, not turning the ball over.
He did all of that, but they only went 8-8.
That is true.
You got to win.
Defense. That was defense.
You got to win.
He does have to win. I'm not saying he's a winner. I'm just saying it was trending. He's still a young guy.
I'm not even saying he had to win a Super Bowl. They didn't win enough.
But before he went out, Fees, they were trending towards going to the playoffs. Even Elliott took a step back. Now he doesn't look like he can run anymore. Now people are talking about his future. Even though I'm proud of him, he got his money early. Thank the Lord he got his money. But I think you're going to see his career turn around once Dak Prescott comes back next year. Now they're balanced.
They offered Dak a contract, and he declined it because he wanted it to be shorter.
What was the number on that contract in the years?
I believe it was $35 per year for 5 years. He wanted 4 years. He wanted to cut it shorter and keep the same total contract because he felt like he was worth more money. And they let him go ahead and then they franchised him. So he bet on himself and he crapped out. He should have signed the contract.
Dak is still going to get big money. The Cowboys are going to negotiate with Dak Prescott. I think Jerry Jones, that's his guy. But the video was disrespectful. For Dak not being in the video was disrespectful. I didn't like it at all.
It's not disrespectful because he doesn't play for the Cowboys. He is a free agent. He doesn't have a contract, and they're not re-signing him. That's why he's not in the video.
He is the Cowboys, and they need to re-sign him ASAP.
He don't even play there anymore. That's why he's not in the video.
I'm saying this.
He ain't got no contract.
The quarterback market is crazy, right? Do I think any of these guys, for the most part, if you didn't win a Super Bowl, deserve $30+ million? No, I don't think so. But since we're in this market anyways, and we're talking about the Cowboys every single week anyways, and Dak was balling out,
they tried to give him 30+.
$39 to $40 million a year is appropriate.
Absolutely
it is appropriate.
They could just franchise him for that. He'll get 38. He's got one more year that they can franchise him. He'll get 38.
Let's do that. I'll take that, but I think
they're not going to do it because they don't know if he's healthy.
They could take this. They could take this situation slow with Dak Prescott. He's a young player. If he needs the first 3 games of the year not to play, from everything I'm hearing, is the situation's going well with the surgeries.
He can't wait the first 3 games of the season for a contract to happen.
They need to make this
money-wise. That's not possible. They either have to franchise him or give him a new deal.
But Fees, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say this. From everything we're hearing is that the surgery went well, that there's progress in these contract talks. Oh, okay. So that makes me think, and Jerry Jones, I think he's sold on Dak Prescott because he's like, dang, look what Andy Dalton did with my team. What's the alternative?
Well, this sounds familiar. You know what it sounds familiar to?
What?
There was one black quarterback in the South, in the state of North Carolina. I think his name is Cam Newton, who was progressing well. All the surgeries and the recovery and the rehab was like, oh, it's looking good. They're probably going to re-sign him. And he had to sign a reclamation project prove-it contract with New England for $1 million to prove that he was healthy enough to earn a big contract. Dak Prescott is about to be in the exact same predicament as Cam Newton was last year. Wherever he goes, he's not getting any money because he's not healthy, and no one is going to pay you 35, 40 plus $1 million a year, and they don't even know if you can play.
Carson Wentz, it happened with Carson Wentz. He got his money.
Yeah,
He's not as good as Dak Prescott.
Philly is stupid.
He's not as good as Dak Prescott, though. And Cam isn't as good as Dak Prescott right now. Cam is at the back end of his career. He might be done.
Coming out of that situation, Cam was in the same position as Dak Prescott is in right now.
But here's the thing with Cam. That makes a difference. Cam got blindsided by Matt Rule and that organization. Matt Rule's like, you know what? I'm going to bring my own guy in, which is Bridgewater. And I guess that kind of failed. They did have a lot of injuries, and I don't know what the future looks like for him. They talk about getting a quarterback. I don't know, but it's a little inconsistent over there. But Dallas is
Carolina
different.
got a new coach, and then they brought it up. Didn't Dallas get a new coach? Yeah, Mike McCarthy. He's going to bring in who he wants and move on from Dak.
But he was sold on Dak Prescott beforehand. Dak was playing at a high level. It was the defense that was just terrible, one of the worst in the league. So when I look at Dak, he is still in his prime. We're not talking about an old player like Cam Newton's on the back end of his career.
Isn't the only game Dak won before he got hurt this season the one that the Falcons gave him?
He was leading the league in passing yards. Got to give him that. He was throwing the ball all over the place. CeeDee Lamb was having a great year. Amari Cooper's having a great year. Elliott was running pretty well. I'm just saying, like, the whole offense just fell apart. They went from one of the best offenses in the league, firing on all cylinders, to doing absolutely nothing on a daily basis. They were the Jets last year on offense.
You keep calling them the best offenses in the league because
they were scoring touchdowns. They were putting up numbers. I don't have the exact points per game, but they were up there. The yards, they were up there.
Yeah, just in yards. You're not scoring and you're not winning. That's not a best offense in the league.
Dak Prescott's a top 10 quarterback. Maybe even top 8 quarterback when healthy. That's where it's trending towards. I didn't believe it at first, but just watching him play, he's getting better and better. Is the team overall getting better? No, they're going to have to draft well. They'll have to get some guys up front. They're going to have to cover some guys. But this isn't an offensive Dak problem. This is Dallas not giving him his contract he wanted. It's a quarterback market. Go get him. What is the alternative? Are they going to draft a quarterback?
Dallas feels like there are multiple quarterbacks who could be just as successful as probably more successful than what Dak has been in the win column, given all of those weapons on offense. Dak has never